everyone, Joshua Hanlon here at BrickFair Virginia, and today we'll be taking a look at some floating islands displays. There's some fantastic builds here, so I've got the first builder with me to talk about this first large island. If you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll take a look at the build.
Sure, my name is Michael Wilhoit. I've been a BrickFair attendee for around a decade now, and this is our latest collab between me and the Brolug alumni, Tobias Whelan, George Hawes, a little bit of Brian O'Leary, and the JJs, Jordan and Justin Wolfman. So we're going to start out, I guess, talking about the big island here. The main idea for this was just to create something. We were almost a bit tired of Apoca-Lego, and we wanted to do something a bit more like fun and whimsical. Jeremy Quinn described it as noble bright. I've never heard that phrase before, but I think it describes it pretty well. So took a lot of inspiration from Studio Ghibli, some digital artists like Ian McHugh, and some real-life inspiration from photos of like Tokyo, Eastern Asia, even some parts of like New York City and Philadelphia. So we wanted to make like this big Acropolis kind of island as like a main feature of it. These two buildings in the front and then the building in the back are mine. It's a tea shop, a Peking duck house, and then Tobias contributed this large like townhouse type area on the top, which is a ramen shop as well as a tea shop. Brian contributed some of the trees and vegetation, and my mom contributed these goats.
Getting everybody involved.
Everybody's getting involved with this one. Yeah, we're bringing back collabs in the collaborative spirit. So yeah, we have some dock workers. We have some people just living their lives on little bikes that they can drive around the island and building trees and having a good time. Because BrickFair 2020 didn't happen, we've been working on this for 2 years now. So there's also moving features to this too. Get a look at this thing real quick. George, do the honors. Like fights the fish.
Oh, it's like he's pulling the fish in.
Yeah. That was a fun feature that we figured out a little bit ago, and the other one might be workable right now, but let's see. It's a boba tea sign that oscillates up and down. It's a little bit sticky. There we go. It works, trust me. I swear it does.
I saw a little bit of movement there.
A little bit of movement, yeah. But yeah, I got everyone keeps talking about these Modulex signs too that comes by. They keep asking either what it is because they don't know what it is, or they're like, oh, Modulex, awesome. So yeah, that's the big island. Oh, and there's one detail right here, this Modulex bonsai tree we put in.
So Modulex were the much smaller scale bricks Lego made. It was all the way back in like the 1960s or something, right?
Yes, it was for architecture offices to make scale models, and I've acquired some through, I think my mom got obsessed with them and she gave a lot to me, but then because I'm also an architect, I have a lot of fun using them in builds as well. Especially the lettering, it makes for great signage.
So the buildings are really great, but you've also got the island build here as well, which looks so cool because the whole thing is kind of raised up off the table. So how do you design a structure like that doesn't actually sit on the table?
I contribute that to my graduate education. I took several structures classes, and I just kind of, aside from like using that in my real world job, I've been like, yeah, I can probably make a cool like frame to drape a curtain wall type system off of. If you get the camera down a little bit lower, you can see the Technic frame underneath. We've been big with Technic frames for a long time, using it for like Cube City back in 2013 and 14. And then I kind of like went crazy with some cantilevers and some like bigger systems that I had to bolster a lot because they got a bit flimsy. As more weight was added onto it, it got kind of nuts. So stuff fell apart, had to rebuild it stronger. It all turned out really good in the end, I think.
Right, it looks like you just add a ton of kind of little rock detailing all around the edges.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's one last feature, which is the lights, which are these like string lights here. They probably won't show up well on camera in this lighting, but we have plenty of good photos. You can check us out on Flickr later. I'm sure you'll just drop a link in the video. So that's what's going on here.
Yeah. This is a great island, so then we'll move down to the next one then and see what else there is in the collaborative display. So if you want to introduce yourself, and what do you have here?
Hi, I'm George Hawes. This was my section here, this island, and then this island down here on the very end. This I kind of went with a little bit of a different style from what Mike and Toby were doing. It's kind of more inspired by European, Mediterranean, like farmhouse kind of vibes. It was something I kind of been, there were a lot of iterations through this process. We kept sharing photos all the way back 2 years ago when we started working on this, kind of going through different ideas. A lot of Studio Ghibli, Mediterranean vibes. So this was kind of the direction that I took this. And so you can see up top, we've got a little observatory telescope up there. We've got the little shed back here where we got a little docked boat and the moped. And then on the other side, you can see there's a little tractor we've got going on. for this little farmhouse here. And then all these builds, as you can see, have these little docks coming off the sides all around. So you've got these little flying vehicles that are kind of traveling in between everything, kind of moving goods around. This one here's got fish on it, so this one's dropping packages off. This one's dropping packages off as well. So it's a lot of movement throughout.
One thing I love about what you did with this island is the way that you incorporated the side of the building into kind of the rock and hillside there, so it's not just sitting on top of it.
Yes, that was funny enough. That's actually where I started from. I worked my way up and then brought the rock work back down, which I certainly would not recommend anyone do. So the rock work was kind of a pain to get together, and it's a little fragile on the bottom. But then this one as well is just sitting off the table as well.
Yeah. Well, great work. Thank you. And then this is also your island?
Yes, this one is as well. So this was inspired by, I think, something I found on Flickr, some sketch of these old churches. Just kind of the same Mediterranean vibe as the previous island. Again, it's got the little dock, the stained glass windows, the little door, and it's got a little fountain off the back here.
I love the idea of just like the floating church. You know, it fits very nicely there on the Long Island.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
And great use of those collectible minifigure plates as the roof.
Yes, those are such great pieces. I wish I had some more of the black 2x2 tiles, but those work great, and they provide a little bit of texture there as well.
Perfect, thank you. And then what do we have next here?
This is my island. Sadly did not finish it entirely, so it's got a kind of a ruined look to it. But yeah, so I was looking at a lot of kind of Mediterranean farmhouses and just estates, and one of the main places I looked was the movie Call Me By Your Name. That house is really, really pretty, and it was actually sold a couple years ago, so I was looking through all the photos on the realtor site. But I wanted to integrate this piece. I was really excited to put in. I think it's from Adventure Time. I don't know exactly what character it is, which is some sort of painted, graffitied mural on the side. And then there's a bird bath. And hopefully when I bring it home and finish it up this weekend, I can also put an observatory like on George's. We got a little, there was a dock down there. I think it's at the back of my car now. But yeah, it was super fun. Add little gas meters and stuff. And then
yeah, one thing that stands out with this build is the use of color, and like you said, that Mediterranean vibe really stands out, not only with kind of those like brown tile looking pieces on top, but then the colors. So talk about kind of how you use the combination of colors here to create that look.
So this all, as Mike was talking about, we started this at the beginning of the pandemic. Had a lot of time on my hands. I was just kind of browsing Bricklink and ordering colors I either hadn't seen or hadn't used before. So a lot of bright colors, a lot of bright light yellow, and the flowers is that I think bright light orange. And then I wanted to test out some kind of those unique, more I think they're from the sea set, the coral elements. So I really like the kind of warmth that it has, and I hope on the back I can do some sort of sun mural with the bright light orange and the bright light yellow, and kind of integrate that through the aqua, almost like a paint scratching off. And then here's my little island. This is a little kind of shrine island with incense and a tea offering. And then I don't know if you guys remember, but there were those old racer sets where it was a single piece for the body sitting in the car. So we used that and a dumpling for the little character in there. And yeah.
Such great parts usage there.
And if you guys check on the sign over there, there's also the wands used as ramen chopsticks in the sign. So those have made quite a few appearances in the build. Yeah.
Very creative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brian. The boys called me up and asked if I could do a few things for them, so of course I would oblige. I made this red boat right here. Took me about an hour or so to build. It was really nice. Mike suggested the net there, which I thought was a really neat thing for the boxes. Jordan Wolfman, though, sadly he's not here to be for the interview, but he built this really, really great tugboat here with a fish hanging off the side, the kind of father-daughter business there. I really like it, with the smoke coming out and everything. Really great shaping as well. He really did an awesome job. I only built a few other small things, just the trees on the main island here, on the top, and as you can tell, the rock work is pretty unfinished, but I did a little bit of rock work on the sides to help the guys out, so I was glad to be a part of it, for sure.
The unfinished rock work, though, I feel like works well with these types of builds.
Oh, definitely. It gives it like the broken vibe on the bottom, as it almost like rised out of something.
And then you also have the clouds as well that just kind of add that overall kind of setting the scene for these builds.
Yeah, Jordan made these clouds. They're really nice and round, fit well, and of course it's blocking the extra Technic there, so it's a good use for that. Yeah.
Good strategic placement. Well, this whole layout is really, really fantastic, so great job, guys.
Yeah, definitely the cutest collab of all time, we think.
There you go. Thank you.